Good morning, Bucknutters. It is Tuesday, October 3rd, 2017. I am Dan Rubin. This is the Bucknuts Morning 5 and Change. It's Tuesday in the fall. That means it's generally crisp here in the Gem City, and Duane Long is here to spread some wisdom. Duane, how are you on this fine fall morning?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. Looking forward to Saturday. I think we're going to get a little tested.
Yeah, very interesting. Of course, Maryland comes in this weekend with their third string quarterback. I think a lot of people thought that would be, the beginning of their demise. Very impressed with the fact the Terps went on the road and beat the Fighting PJ Flex on the road last week. That's a quality Big Ten W if you're down several quarterbacks. We're not going to talk too much about the Maryland game today. We'll save that for shows later in the week. What we are going to do today is one of our fun games, I like to call it the true-false game. I'm going to read Duane a statement based on the first few weeks of the season, and Duane is going to tell us whether or not it is true or false and why. So, we love games. Shocker, first topic. The passing game improvements that have been made against, let's call it subpar competition, will stick against better competition. True or false?
I'm caught between the, with I'm going to have to say false based on history. I mean, we look at like the end of last year, how awful things got. Michigan State, Michigan, Clemson, it was awful. I mean, we got to go back to Oklahoma of last year to really say the passing game was clicking. And, it went in the tank after that. And it had been in the tank before that. It just wasn't working. I mean, I was one that was absolutely convinced that Barrett just needed better preparation under quality offensive coordinator and quarterback coach and a better called game. And then, we go into the first two games of this season, and what do we get? Same old thing. I've just lost faith. Now, the last three games have been much better. Maybe I should have left much out of there, but it's gotten better each game. So I'm encouraged, and that's a good thing considering I absolutely do not believe that Meyer's going to sit him. It's just not going to happen. So I'm happy to see that, but until I see something on the field versus a better opponent, I'm going to have to say I'm just not convinced yet that we're still not getting the ball down into the middle third and the final third of the field. So I gotta say false. I'm hoping that it's going to change, but I need to see it first.
I think that's fair. Number two, Jerome Baker's uneven play will continue throughout the season. True or false?
I'm going to say false. I think he'll find his game again. He just has not been as dynamic this year as he was last year. I mean, by this time last year, he had a number of big plays. He had a interception return for a touchdown. I think he'll get back to form. But let's be honest, he has not been the dynamic individual that we saw last year, and just said, well, we're not going to keep him for more than another year. We wouldn't be saying that if he played like this last year. He's been solid, but just has not been the playmaker that we got used to last year.
Agreed. The combination of instincts, experience, and talent, I just expect him to be a more dominant for us this year, the more clutch for us, the more big play guy. He just hasn't been that guy. I don't know if that's if he's a step slow or he's got a nagging injury we don't know about, but he just has not been that guy that we all expected, that people were geeked about in the mold of other early entry linebackers who kind of fit the pro mold. So we shall see. Number 3, Mike Weber will receive more carries than J.K. Dobbins going forward. True or false?
False. Absolutely false. Dobbins is a dynamic kind of guy. Weber's a solid guy. He gets the job done. He can be a very effective back, but Dobbins can break the game open. He's coming up with big runs. I, for one, do not believe Weber's healthy. I'm a little surprised that he's playing as much as he is. Because when you're talking, we learned yesterday that Weber, his hamstring, if it was any worse, it would have taken surgery. And now he's playing. I'm just a little surprised. I don't, maybe they're saying, well, it's not going to get any better until the off season. He needs complete rest. So you might as well get what you can out of him. I think I don't know about that. It makes me uncomfortable. But we do need Mike Weber. We need another guy. We cannot have Dobbins in there taking 20, 23, 25 carries a game. He's just not that kind of back. He's not going to be able to, by the time we get to the final third of the season, he's going to be beat up. So we need Weber or Antonio Williams, whoever, to give us some carries. Let's see some more McCall. I don't know what's going on with that. That's a strange situation. But we can't have Dobbins out there carrying the ball, having Ezekiel Elliott workload. He's just not built like that. So, but Weber is not going to take the ball away from Dobbins at this point. Not going to happen.
I agree. My hope is they are just resting Dobbins on some level, or at least not using him up. It's been pretty clear, as amazing as this is, a true freshman, he's really been their best offensive player. If you look at the times that the offense has looked the way you want it to look, or the way we all want it to look, it's been when they've been riding Dobbins. Hopefully they can save enough of them. They can ride him down the stretch against the more important opponents, or at least the better competition. So could not be more impressed than I am with Dobbins. He's really been the best player on the offense, certainly the most explosive. So, like you said, he's not the biggest dude. He's not as small as everyone thinks. He's almost 210 pounds, but he is a freshman who did not even play his senior year, so maybe they don't want to take too much tread off the tires, which makes sense. Number 4. Wide receiver Ben Victor has emerged as the feared red zone deep threat Ohio State has craved since the exit of Michael Thomas. True or false?
I think I'm going to say true. I think he's showing that he can be that kind of player. Throw it up to him, let him go get it. And, I don't understand why you don't do that in other parts of the field too. Maybe he'll break a tackle. He's a big dude. And get a long play out of it. But yeah, he's been consistent with that. There've been a ball or two that I thought he should have caught that he didn't, but for the most part, he's been highly effective in that role. And, it's one that Barrett seems to have a great deal of confidence in throwing it up and let him go get it. Yeah,
no
I like what we're seeing out of Vector.
Yeah, I think what's happened is, first of all, there's this. He's a matchup nightmare for any defensive back in the United States. So I love the idea of getting him more involved. There aren't any 6'4" defensive backs that they're going to face that can jump with him. He's shown he can get contested balls. My guess is that his work in the weight room with Mick Marotti has helped for that, and that's certainly not going to get any worse. I think Victor has quietly been one of the real positive things to look at this season. Having a guy in the red zone that's a slam dunk touchdown is a nice trump card to have to play. It's not like there are 6'4" corners on Alabama or anybody else either, so happy to see Victor emerge. Number 5, speaking of emerging, Tuf Borland will return his role. Let me start that again. Tuf Borland will retain his role in Chris Worley's absence, middle linebacker. And when Worley returns, he will actually take snaps away from Dante Booker, and they'll leave Borland in the middle. True or false?
I'm going to go with false. Worley was playing really good football. It's not just as as a middle linebacker. He was running the defense. He was getting everybody situated, and you want that guy in the middle. You want him where he can see what's going on, on both sides of the field. He is right there where he can communicate with everybody. You want that guy in the middle of the field. So no, false. I do not believe that. I believe we will really take Borland in, especially on obvious rundowns. He's just a more physical presence. That's just a role that he's been playing since he was a kid. So, he's going to continue to get plenty of playing time, but no, Chris Worley is going to be the middle linebacker for more reasons than just playing a position middle linebacker.
Okay, our final question will be our only recruiting question of the day. The next big commitment on the horizon is that of Anthony Cook, the defensive back out of Texas. Ohio State is the crystal ball favorite and long thought to be the squad he would pick. However, Cook visited Texas this past weekend, rated the visit a 10. Here's your true-false question. Anthony Cook will ultimately stay home and attend Texas. True or false?
False. Absolutely false. Here's the thing, Dan. He's from Texas. He goes into Texas, rates the visit a 10, but then comes away saying they're co-leaders. No. If a kid visits your school and he doesn't say you lead after he leaves, he's not going there. He's not. He still has a high state visit to come. And you got to lead when a kid leaves your school after his official visit. And that didn't happen. So they need to continue to look around because they're going to be needing another good cornerback. We'll get him in here. He'll visit, and he'll be a Buckeye. That's just the way. I mean, that's been so consistent over the years that if you're not the leader, once he takes his official visit, you're not getting that kid. So I absolutely believe he will be a Buckeye.
I agree. I think that's compounded by the fact that when that school is your home state school and it's a tie, and the road state school remains in the mix, that you're going to end up with the good guys. We appreciate Duane stopping by. Don't forget, Bucknutters, we have access to the staff today and some players. Expected to be interviewed on the indoor field of the Woody today after practice at about 6:30 p.m. Assistant coaches Larry Johnson, Greg Stadrowa, Ryan Day, and Tony Alford. Players expected: J.T. Barrett, Johnny Dixon, Mike Weber, Dante Booker, and Tracy Sprinkle. So make sure you keep it locked in here, Bucknutters. Have a good one.